All right, so yesterday, and this is going to be a short live stream. Yesterday, we got a hold of Tonic's ex-girlfriend, Sarah, and she had a lot to say. And she exposed Tonic for the piece of shit that he is. A liar, a woman abuser, and a sexual molester. And that he tried to sexually assault her. AC was on her, and then Andrew gets on. And Andrew was waiting and waiting for the right time to do his bullshit. And he porn bombed me, which means he wanted what he tried to do was he was trying to save his buddy Tonic from being exposed. Okay. So he porn bombed me, and he thinking that we're not going to put that phone call that we had with Sarah exposing Tonic for what he is. We also found out about Steph.
No, I think he's a sociopath and could be dangerous.
He's putting all kinds of information out and everything else. But yeah, he made it sound like he took this guy's head. And I looked up your ex-boyfriend, Sarah. He does have an MMA record. I believe it was.
Yeah, I don't know his wins or anything, but yeah, he wasn't an MMA fighter. Yeah. 6'2", you know.
Yeah, he's a good sized guy. He's a good looking guy. He you know, when Zach or Tonic, whatever the fuck you want to call him, sat there and made that video, he literally put your ex's boyfriend's Facebook page on the YouTube video. So that's how we got the information, and then that's how we figured it out. And then he was talking about how y'all were engaged and y'all were in love.
No, we were never engaged.
So, and there's a lot of people that want to beat the living shit out of his ass. He likes to sit there.
I'm sure.
He likes to sit there and harass people, but he hides. See, we can't get any fucking information on him, and he hides like a little coward.
Yeah, he is a coward.
So
he likes to start problems, but then he doesn't like to take what's coming to him.
Exactly. And then, you know, the Hookadors community, they kicked him out because they think he's a child molester.
What?
Yeah. He had mentioned something about, I don't know what exactly, Miss Sarah, but the Hookadors said, hey, you know what, we don't want no part of you, and they got rid of him. So now he's over here on YouTube, on other communities, and just causing a lot of problems and just starting a lot of shit.
That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing when he lived here. He was on YouTube all the time, and just he would harass people and try to like what's the word? Dox them.
That's what he's doing. He's doxing people.
Yeah.
He doxed me, doxed family members. He's doxed other people.
He did me too, but I haven't gotten anyone harassing me, so.
No, because I think they want him more than they want you.
Yeah, I didn't do shit, so excuse my language, but I didn't do anything.
Right.
You know, so,
Now, if I went up to his ass.
He came because he called them. And when they asked why my ex-boyfriend was my boyfriend at the time, why he did that, I told them about the Thanksgiving dinner and about him grabbing me and feeling me up and stuff at night when I just wanted to take a nap. And we were broken up, and I was with somebody else. Now,
he claims that you invited him to lay down with him. And he just, the way he said it, Sarah, was so, like a pussy. Oh, I just wanted to cuddle, and I just put my hand on her, and she freaked out.
Of course I freaked out. He put his hand under my shirt.
No, he didn't say that. Yeah, he just said, I just wanted to cuddle with her. I just came, and I bought her dinner from Chipotle. He made it sound like he was so fucking innocent.
No.
And then he said that you, no, sir, he said you freaked out, and then you called Trenton. And Trenton came, and Trenton was drunk, and he couldn't stand.
No. Trent was not drunk, and Trent was with me. Well, I came home, and then, I did call Trent, and I said, this was the day of the under the shirt thing.
Yeah.
Was the day before Thanksgiving. And then on Thanksgiving, my ex-boyfriend said, get over here, you're not staying there anymore.
Good for you.
And, I moved in with him for a couple months while Zach was still here. It's my apartment. And,
so he was living with you, Sarah?
What?
He was living with you?
Yeah, this was my apartment. He moved in after I'd lived here already like 7-8 years.
Oh, no, he said that was his apartment you were living with. This motherfucker lies!
No. I lived here for like almost, probably 8 or 9 years. I've lived in this apartment for 12 years now, and so it was mine. He was put onto the lease.
So the motherfucker he doesn't have a pot to piss in, was living off of you, probably didn't have a fucking job, alright?
Not all the time, no. He kept getting fired for his personality.
So he can't even keep a fucking job.
No, his personality is very grating, and one time he was fired from a pizza place because he walked in and said, hey, how are, what is this, the meaning of and he said the R word.
Retards?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's used the N-word, okay? He called a Jewish friend of mine the N-word.
He is?
No, he called someone the N-word, and my friend is Jewish. He goes by Music Biz Marty, and he called him, but he said it was hate.
I've heard of that name.
Yeah, and Music Biz Marty is the one that trolled the shit out of Tonic, or Zachary, however you want to fucking.
Zach,
Zach. So Marty trolled the fuck out of him, and Tonic Zachary had this hatred towards him, and he wanted to go after Marty, and he got mad and called him a nigga, but was an R. But then he likes to sit there and say he's not racist.
Oh my God, he's so weird.
Yeah, he said it, and it's also on a video, and there's also a video with him, crying about that incident with you and Trenton, and then he goes, I can't believe I took a hit from an MMA fighter, and I just stood there, and I took his hit, and I was going to fight back, but I didn't know whether I was going to, if I wanted to hit him or not, because I didn't want to go to jail.
Oh my gosh.
But you said that didn't happen, that your boyfriend slapped him like a bitch, and he didn't do shit.
He slapped him once, his gauge fell out of his ear, and then he slapped him on the other side of his face, and the other gauge flew out.
Now that's a fucking hit.
This is literally what happened, and Zach ran into the bedroom, curled up in a ball by the bed, and Trent was just delivering slaps to his head.
Fucking A, man. He should.
Because Trent knew he could hurt him bad.
Right.
And Trent was holding back because he did not want to hurt him bad and go to jail, But he wanted to slap him around and teach him a lesson. Because nobody's ever gotten to do that with Zach.
And you know what? Zach, he should have hit him a little harder because Zach ain't learned his fucking lesson.
Yeah.
I
can't believe. No, he doesn't. He does not know how to fight, so he will literally just curl up in a ball like that scene in The Godfather.
Like a little bitch.
And Santino's beating the shit out of him and has to stop because he's like, that's why Trent stopped, because it was so pathetic.
So why the fuck is he fucking with people when he can't fucking back up the shit he says?
I have no idea. He's a sociopath. He's just mental.
Like, what do you mean
He's a
mental?
narcissist. He gets obsessed on things, and he gets, you know, I don't know how to explain it. He's sick, and he could be dangerous. And if he's harassing your minor children, I would do something about it.
No, sir. Okay. What do you mean he can be dangerous? What exactly do you mean?
Just the doxing.
Oh.
And he pulled my hair once.
He put his hands on you?
He yanked my hair when it was all clipped up, and I said exactly how long do you think I want to sit here and let you do this before I stand up and kick your ass.
And what did he do?
I'm an ex-bare-knuckle boxer from the south side of Chicago.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So I had to hold back a lot with him.
Oh, my God. Well,
You got something to say, okay?
yeah.
Before Zach moved out, he had this 19-year-old kid, and he was grooming him to be a furry.
Okay. That's what the hookah were saying. That he had found some young kid that he was grooming him to be a furry for his sexual fantasies, for Zachary, Tonic's sexual fantasy. And that's why they kicked him out. That's what it was.
Predator.
He's a predator. That's what they said. That's why they kicked him out, because they think he's a child predator.
Oh my gosh.
So wow, yeah. So then,
Only 19 and Zach's in his 30s.
yeah, Zach is 30, and he still runs around, with little cartoons and wears these little funny little Pokemon hats and acts like a little kid.
He has Arrested Development big time.
Yeah. But okay.
Applauding.
So, but you said that he got kicked out. Well,
Of his friend's place, but he got an apartment in, he said, a dangerous neighborhood in the city, the same city.
so he probably stays in the house and doesn't go out because he's a coward.
Yeah, he probably does. He stays on YouTube all day, probably, like he did here.
No, he gets on late at night. He's on late every night. He's on YouTube making videos, harassing and doxing people every fucking night.
And nobody stopped him yet.
But his dad doesn't want to have shit to do with him either.
No. And his mom has passed, so.
Yeah, he was crying on YouTube saying his mom had died and blah blah. He had nobody. And
His mother was just like him.
crazy.
I mean, I didn't just put ill of the dead, but she put me through a whole lot of hell.
So she was mentally fucked up in the head too, like him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, hereditary, sweetie. Their names?
They wouldn't take him in, though. They wouldn't take him in.
Nah, they don't want shit to do with a fucking loser like that. Fuck, if he lived off you, if he mooched off you, a woman, right, and then he was abusing you, putting his hands on you, yeah, they wouldn't want a fucking loser like that. You should have knocked the fuck out of him, sweetie. No woman deserves that.
I did slam his face on the table one time.
Yeah, what'd he do? Nothing.
He disrespected my mother, who had just passed away.
What a pussy.
Yeah, my mother was a saint. She was an angel on this earth. She was the greatest, perfect mother. And he had the audacity to say something disrespectful about her, and not having even met her ever. I just grabbed him by the back of his head and slammed his face on the coffee table.
Fucking
And he got a goosegg on his forehead.
fucking sweet, man. He didn't do shit, right?
No, he didn't come back at me. He's like, oh, I guess I deserve that.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of shit. But the little motherfucker, on the internet, he's Billy Badass. He fucks with people. But I bet you in real life, he's a pussy.
Oh, yes, he is. I can guarantee you he does not fight back.
Man, yeah. If you got my
He
number.
loves to start problems for some reason. He loves it. He thrives off of starting drama and problems for other people.
No,
It's like
I tell you because he thinks he can get away with it behind a fucking computer that no one can touch him. But I did try,
I appreciate that. You can call me though, but that's all I know.
but you got my number, sweetheart. But all right, Miss Sarah, you got my number. If you find out anything, just give me a call.
Okay, I will.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
No problem, and take care of your kids. That's terrible. I can't believe this.
Well, it's not just he's doing it to a lot of people on YouTube and the internet.
Jeez.
But thank you so much.
Man. Yeah, is any of this illegal? Can he be put in jail for it?
He can. It's called internet harassment. It's actually a felony now, where it's considered bullying, and it's just finding where he is and his actual name. And
Yeah, sure. You got it now.
I sure do. Thank you so much.
No problem whatsoever.
You have a good day.
That you can get some relief.
I'm going to try, sweetheart.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, boys and girls, we heard it from the horse's mouth about old Tonic. Old Tonic is a woman beater. He likes to sit there and beat up on women. He likes to sit there and use women for a place to live. Can't keep a fucking job because he gets fired from every fucking job he has, right? So now we know the truth about old Tonic.
I love this one.
And there's little Andrew, right? Another piece of shit loser. Why is it that all these losers just hang out with each other? Ain't none of these motherfuckers got jobs. They all live off of fucking women, all right? Meth heads. Yes. Tonic did sexually assault that girl, Sarah. And that was his ex-girlfriend. She said they had been broken up for about a year, and he sexually assaulted her. She was laying in bed. Tonic got into bed with her. Second part where Sarah calls me back. Now listen to it. Hello?
Hey, it's me. Sorry. I called that number I have for him.
Yes, ma'am.
And it rang and rang and rang and finally said the Google subscriber you were trying to contact is not available
Yeah.
at this time.
Now, sweetheart, did you ever file a police report of him sexually assaulting you that day?
Yeah. They told me since he lived here and I lived here, we were both on the lease at the time still, and that we were once a couple. The officer said he has to consider it a domestic. He has got to fill out a report, whether I want him to or not.
No, that's true. It has to be filled out as a domestic. But did they do anything to him for sexually assaulting you, for touching you?
No, they did not.
Why didn't they pursue with the charges?
They pursued it. I pursued it. He left.
So there could be a war. So there could be a war now. So you heard her. She pursued it because she was going to file charges on him for sexually assaulting her. The cops were looking into it. What did Tonic do? He upped and left. Didn't tell anyone where he was going. His arrest right now that we don't know about.
Yes, I could.
Okay. You may want to, sweetheart, get a hold of the detective or whoever the investigator was and see what's going on with that case. And be adamant, Miss Sarah. Be adamant. You did not want to be touched. This man physically forced himself on you and touched you. You need to file charges. You need to get up on it and put this little bastard in jail where he belongs.
Okay. I'll,
because it ain't no...
call dispatch and see.
Yeah, see whoever the reporting officer or the investigator is on that case. If you don't have a case number, they'll give you one. And you call whatever investigator is handling that case. And you make sure you tell them, you're not going to let this go. This man touched you and sexually assaulted you without you giving consent. The thing is, if you say he's that dangerous, all right, right now, say this, but you can do whatever you want, sweet. But you really should call your local police department. If you don't have that incident, you need to ask for the incident number and whoever the investigator is. Find out what's going on with that case, and you make sure, sweetheart, you tell him you do want to press charges on him. Because if he did that to you, if he sat there and tried to sexually molest a 19-year-old boy and groom him into being his sex slave, who knows who else Zachary's doing that shit to?
Yeah, okay.
And don't be afraid of him, sweetheart. Don't be afraid of him. Crazy or not, I guarantee you knock his little ass out.
I'm scared of him.
Don't be, all right?
I know, he's a wuss. And I know I can take him if I had to, so.
Well, sweetheart.
Okay, you have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So that was the end of the conversation, but you heard. She did pursue charges on him, all right, for the sexual molestation where he grabbed her. She was laying in bed asleep. Tonic goes into bed and starts sexually assaulting her by grabbing her breast. He didn't rape her, but he sexually assaulted her. Okay, that's what the whole fight was about. Let me see. So now that takes care of that. Let's see what we have here. Something that I have wanted. Maybe it's here.